Heyo everyone, this is a HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with another walkthrough episode for the game Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Yeah, I had just gonna need to adjust the camera a little, so anyway. Let's see the events unfold. Now for proposal. Regina, you were proposed to, weren't you? Proposed to. Nope, that won't be for a while. Huh. Really, that's strange, isn't it, Nick? Yeah. Max and Trilo both said otherwise. They said they asked her for her hand in marriage. But Max only talked to Ringmaster about it. I forgot about that. He asked the Ringmaster for her hand, not Regina directly. So I guess Trilo hasn't asked her directly yet. What? He's going to propose to me? I'm so confused. How about you, Maya? Huh? What? Who do you think I should go for, Max or Trilo? Wait! You do realize that Trilo is a puppet? I don't care that he's a bit stiff. Oh boy. Anyway, I remember here. Hearing Regina said that motion no more about the monkey named Money that stole Phoenix's badge. December 28, Lodging House Plaza. Huh? Detective Gumshoe took off already. Yep, just leave him alone for a while, okay, Maya? I'm sure he just got lonely and headed back to the precinct. This is the condenser for the air conditioner. It hasn't been used in a while. What? How'd you figure that out? You're not making things up now, are you? Hold your horses. It was easy to figure out. It was snowing before the murder, right? Well, look at the condenser. The snow is still piled on top of it. Wow, Nick, I'm impressed. Maybe you should be a PI instead of an attorney. Something's covered up by this tarp and an old sign, perhaps. Nick, look out! They've got the killer trapped there behind that tarp. What? It wasn't funny. You know, it wouldn't have to hurt you. It wouldn't have to hurt you to look even a little bit surprised. Phew. She didn't notice that I was too scared to talk. The safety light was on at the time of the murder, wasn't it? That's what they say. There were performers in the lodging house, so it makes sense that it was on. I bet the killer was worried about someone would spot them during the crime. The ringmaster's body was found here. I heard that the way he fell over made him look like he was carrying a wooden box. But what in the world really happened here? Lodging hall, first floor, Mo's room. Oh my, if it isn't Mr. Wright all the time. Ugh! It's alright to be wrong every now and again, right? See, Nick, it just took a while for the joke to find its audience. Ugh. So what can I do for you? Did you remember a good joke you wanted to tell me? Pull up a chair or maybe just pull my finger and let me have it. We're going to get the same sound effect either way, aren't we? How do you know I put a whoopee cushion on the chair? You really know what it takes to be a clown, don't you? So, about Regina. Regina is such a pure, innocent child. She's such a cutie, too. She was born and raised in the circus, you know. But that means she doesn't really know much about the world outside the big top. Sounds like Pearly. For her, every child's dream of the circus is her everyday reality. She lives in a dream world. Every day she sees dancing wild animals, men flying in the air, and one very funny clown. The funny thing is that all seems normal to her because it is her everyday life. I guess that explains why she thinks she can marry a ventriloquist puppet. Don't ask me if her reality is a good thing or a bad thing, though. A clown sees life simply without complications. Money the monkey. Have you ever heard of a monkey named Money? Ah, yes, Money! He stole my attorney's badge. Well, Money does love shiny objects. It makes sense that he'd swipe your badge. But under no circumstances can you chase after him. Why's that? Oh, I know. You don't want to get involved in any monkey business, right? Exactly! Bravo! Bravo! Enough joking around, though. Money isn't considered a member of Regina's family. Then who does he belong to? I'll be happy to take you to where his owner is staying. You mean right now? Of course. Shall we go? Should we go with him or wait a while? Have no little options in the matter. Just go with Mo. December 28th, Lodging Hall, 3rd floor, Acro's room. This is it. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? I can't breathe. Don't be such a wimp. You only had to climb 2 flights of stairs. Anyways, this is the place. Acro's room. Acro? He's an acrobat. He seems like he's not around today. That's a huge pile of junk over in that corner. I don't think it'd be wrong to assume that Phoenix's stuff is over there too. Just be careful to make sure you've got the right stuff. Thanks, Mo. See you later. Money the monkey has been added to the court record. You can see the big top from the window there. Here. There is no show on top of the big top. There is no snow on top of the big top. Kind of weird, don't you think? The inside of the tent is warm, so any snow that lands on top probably melts. I guess you're right. The snow probably just flies right off. Hey, the net's ripped. Money must have prone to breaking things. He's hardcore. The net looks fine to me. You really think that he plays basketball? I think so. Monkeys live life above the rim, you know. You're joking, right? You think the monkey has got a proverbial game? Of course, that monkey doesn't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Well, a prehensile tail might be an unfair advantage. I have no idea what they're talking about. Holy cow! There's a fork and a mirror. Everything's shiny. There's even a really cheap-looking knockoff wristwatch. Look at this. It's a trophy and it's really heavy. Nick, I found it! Your badge. It's right here. Attorney's badge. Type other, one of my possessions. Attorney's badge has been returned. Thanks, you really saved me. Huh? What's the matter? Did you find something? Yeah, check this out. It's a ring. There's something engraved on it. From T to R. Ring put in a pocket. Well, I think it's about time we wrap up our investigation. Do you think we'll win in court tomorrow? Who knows? Even I can't imagine what kind of testimony will come out tomorrow. I'm guessing Mo will be a witness in court tomorrow. Mo and maybe the puppet. Don't worry, Nick. No matter what, we still got a magician on our side. That's good, because we need some magic tomorrow. To be continued, baby. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max. Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down, I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you fly around in the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. "10 a.m. that same day in District Court, courtroom number 2. Well, I didn't fly. And now, the case of... What? Your Honor, get on with it. What? I didn't even press the A button that fast. It's just the game decides to automatically do that. Like, I just hit the A button once and then it just goes to Francisca saying, Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob John. So, well, isn't it the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here would mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge it as legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? Shut the fuck up, Francisco. Don't be such a sore loser. She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free path to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure of proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. The prosecution is finished. Let's hurry up and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Von Karma. Jesus, do something about that whip of hers. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up here. Get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers gathered in the big top to practice their routine. The practice session broke up around at 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was bent over over a wooden box dead as a doornail. The cause of death was a blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Russell's autopsy report. Type other reports submitted as evidence by Detective Gumshoe. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground till the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? A monkey who takes care of Acro habitually gathers all sorts of shiny objects. Ring. A cheap ring with an eerie sparkle from T to R is engraved on it. Autopsy. Time was at 10:50 p.m. Cause of death. Cause blunt force trauma to the back of the head. When you say all of the circus performance, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot, Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, well, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Then with the ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. And the ringmaster, Max, went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the event at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met its end? A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Wooden box, type evidence submitted as evidence by Detective Gumshoe. This may be my only chance, so I might ask some questions. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than a Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is it? That, detective. Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Type evidence submitted as evidence by Detective Gumshoe. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're going to get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. Oh no, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about the band of ventriloquists. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trilo Quiz. I am employed as an opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting you off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Maybe me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhyme. It had a good rhythm. It's just that the lyrics, they leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult the judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off-chance swelling you would... It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off-chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting the test. Ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Let's proceed. What you witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had his silk hat cloak and that dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean that clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. What's that? Why is that? There's absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. The clown. You're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. What did you do then? I went over to the plaza to do some thinking. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. When thinking in your nice warm lodging house would have been a better idea. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good bunker. At least my teachers always said I was. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers nowadays. You're talking like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Geez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? There was no proof it was Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? That's the victim. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Aha! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and the Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, move along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max Woody. Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Man, I was afraid I was going to get a penalty anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, to be continued, baby.